On a pleasant good Tuesday morning, it's the 17th of May. It's overcast with this May gray. It was only 70 degrees yesterday, so it was about 15 degrees cooler than it was on Sunday. And expect more of the same today with temperatures in the low 70s. As the mild weather returns with this overnight marine layer and hazy afternoon sun, which we typically get in May. And yes, the Eastern Conference Finals start tonight as the Miami Heat take on the Boston Celtics. All right, Laker fans, let's do this. Let's go Heat. Let's go Heat. Let's go Heat. Let's go Heat. Boston sucks. Boston sucks. Boston sucks. Boston sucks. Yeah. Well, yeah, the Boston Celtics unfortunately have reached the Eastern Finals for the second time in 3 years and for the fourth time in 6 years. And but yeah, the Miami Heat are in the Eastern Conference Finals for the second time in 3 years. But yeah, this should be a long series though. And the Dodgers are back at it for a day-night doubleheader today, as they came away with a 5-4 win yesterday and have won 2 in a row. Meanwhile, the Angels dropped one in Texas last night, 7-4. But yeah, the Yankees just keep winning. They're 26-9, the last remaining team with single-digit losses. But they're off to a good start. And whenever they get off to a good start like that, it doesn't guarantee them a World Series. But it's, like I said, it's only May. But yeah, the Yankees are off to a good start, but anything can happen between now and the end of the season. Because you got Tampa Bay right there, you got Boston, you got the Blue Jays. The Orioles are the only team that's less likely could be a contender. But yeah, the Angels still trail the Astros by half a game though, or a game. Because the Astros just keep cheating. Yeah. Maybe they have an easier schedule than the Angels do, because the Angels have 2 more in Texas and then they come home to face Oakland. So yeah. The most occurring matchup in the conference finals history has been the Celtics against the Sixers. Yeah, back in the 80s, you know, when the Lakers always dominated the Western Conference, it would be the Celtics and Sixers in the Eastern Conference that were always a powerhouse. But it wasn't until the end of the 80s is when the bad boy Pistons started to take over. Yeah. And then, of course, in the 90s, we had those lean years. Because during the 80s, you know, it was all about the Lakers and Celtics and Pistons and Sixers. Oh, and the Houston Rockets a couple times. But in the 90s, you know, it was the Chicago Bulls and the Houston Rockets that would be on top of the NBA world. Yeah. And then the Spurs would come along late. Yeah, each NBA team goes through a trend, you know. It's called a roller coaster. But yes, it's kind of disappointing that the Bucks were unable to repeat because of the injury to Chris Middleton. And yes, that was a huge loss for sure when they lost Chris Middleton. But yeah, so tonight the Eastern Conference Finals start at 5:30 on ESPN. And tomorrow is when the Western Conference Finals starts. And I know tonight that most of the Laker fans will be rooting for Miami. Well, also the second round of the NHL playoffs start as well. Even though the Kings are out of it, the Tampa Bay Lightning are still in it. And so are the Calgary Flames and the New York Rangers. And then you got the Florida Panthers are in there too. And well, have a good rest of your Taco Tuesday. I'll talk to you later. Amen.